You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you've tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down.
Good morning. A different POV for the start of this vlog. We are away. We are doing a couple of days working remotely from Lorne, which, if you don't know, is on the Great Ocean Road in Victoria. It's about 2 hours from Melbourne. And so we're here for 4 days. So we came down Wednesday evening, and yesterday we worked here. We worked from home here, and today we're doing the same thing. Yesterday was a work day for me, but Friday is going to be a freelance. Friday is going to be a freelance day for me. My boyfriend's obviously working at his job, and then we will spend the weekend where we won't be working. And yeah, so enjoy this change of scenery, because I've realised my life is very dull and it's just me like pottering around my house all the time. So this new POV will be enjoyable for you. So come along on a working remotely day in the life. Of things to get done this morning. It's meant to be really rainy today, but it's kind of looking okay at the moment. So I think I'm gonna get a couple of hours done here, try and bang out some stuff, and then take myself to a coffee shop, because there's a coffee shop here that does the best croque monsieur of all time, and so I want to get one of those like not too late, so that I'm not too full for dinner. So maybe I'll go and do a couple of hours work there as well, and maybe have a little potter around the shops, because there's a really good op shop here as well that I want to see if it's open today. So let's get shit done. Okay, let's go into the town. I'm driving because it's raining. Back in your favourite spot, the dusty dashboard. So I've made it to town. It was like a 2-minute drive, obviously. I'm going to have a little trot around the shops first, before I go and sit down in a cafe, because I just did a pretty intense 25-minute Pomodoro, writing like a mad woman on my mindful money guide. It's not called that, but that's what it's about. It's about connecting your finances to your values and that kind of thing, that I'm releasing in January. You heard it here first. You genuinely heard it here first. I have not announced it anywhere else yet. So yeah, that was pretty intense. I think I smashed out like 1,000 words or something. I write very quick. So yeah, now I'm gonna have a little trot around the shops, clear my head, and then try and get a table at the croque monsieur place. Or do you need to check as well? Or just the what do you think of this new POV, huh? Dusty Dashboard 2.0. That was a great couple of hours. I think I may have overstayed my parking, but what can you do? That was really good. I got a whole other episode of the podcast planned. Did I do anything else? No, that was it. But yeah, 2 hours, that's about right. Which is great for my January mini series. Have a little look around the shops. Oh yeah, so I wasn't there the whole time. So like an hour and a half, that's not bad. Oh, all that 70s stuff in the shops. In the Gander store. I just could not resist this long sleeve top. I love long sleeve tops. It's like $30. I love long sleeve tops, and I love the 70s vibe. I just could not resist. There were so many other things, and I was like, no, don't get them. I allowed myself this one indulgence. And then my second indulgence was the croque monsieur, which was so delish, exactly how I dreamed it, exactly how I remembered it. Got some cinnamon donuts to go. Now I've got to go and pick up some more water for the house, because unfortunately we can't drink the tap water here for a, boring reason I won't go into. What else do I need to get? A couple of bits and bobs from the supermarket. And then we'll go back home and crack back on while we watch the rain through the window.
It doesn't connect again. It does.
So good. There's a parrot outside that's stretching its wings and its feathers. And now it's chewing its fur.
Yeah.
Hello. I got a bit scared that there might be a spider in the chair I was sitting on before, so I moved back over to the table. But I started thinking about this week's theme for the newsletter, and I've been kind of thinking about like how I spend my money and like, comparing that to how I used to spend my money and sort of like the things that I can, spend on now that maybe I couldn't spend on several years ago because of in ways because of earning less and in ways because of being in debt and just not knowing how to allocate my money properly. But I kind of realised that when I'm in like a really good flow with money, I kind of feel like I sort of have everything that I want in my budget, when, really obviously I don't, like literally have everything I want, but it's sort of a state of neutrality almost that makes me feel like I'm not missing out on anything. So sort of like, I feel like I have whatever I want, because if I want a coffee in the morning, I'll get one. Do I ever sort of like subconsciously stop myself buying a second one? Yeah, of course, but I think it's because it's at that point, it's not crossing that line into restriction. So it's really sort of like a mindset of having everything you want, but not one that's intentional, rather than a reckless mindset of being like, I can have whatever I want, I'm going to buy whatever. Because I think that, even though could I spend more money if I had it? Absolutely. Would part of me like to be able to afford to, buy lunch out every day? Like, yeah, kind of, but also I've just got my sort of approach and my mindset to a state where that doesn't feel like restriction. It feels like I have everything I want in my regular discretionary spending. Yeah, it's quite a hard one to articulate because it's obviously not literal, but it's just a state of contentment with where I'm putting my money, I guess. So maybe the theme of this week's newsletter, or the question, will be, how can you spend in a way that means you have everything you want? I think getting to that point is really freeing, and really sort of like, it's really great to find comfort within your financial boundaries, or within the boundaries of your financial capacity, because you might earn more in future, you might earn less in future. Some people earn more, some people earn less. And that is the unfortunate reality of the world. But finding contentment in your reality, like, I don't earn loads and loads of money. I hope I'll earn more in the future. But until then, I'm living in contentment, and I feel like I have everything I want. And I think it's sort of almost a feeling of control, where I feel like I could make things happen to get things I want. I mean, apart from like a house in this current market, but that's a really extreme example. I'm talking more sort of like day to day here. I'm saying I don't feel restricted day to day because I will, you know, choose whatever I want to have on a menu without reading the menu by price or whatever. So yeah, subscribe if you'd like to sort of see where my brain takes that. I'm just sitting outside now in the rain. Well, I'm undercover, but it's very chilly and windy. So I think I'm gonna head back inside, but it's just after 3:30, so I'm going to try and smash out one more podcast episode because my podcast producer's deadline is really, really tight coming up into the Christmas and January period, which is obviously Christmas less so, but January is huge for money content, so I need to be really on top of things. So I'm going to try and knot out the bones of another episode and then do another 25-minute Pomodoro on my mindful spending guide. Yeah. And then we're gonna chill out. I'm gonna pour a glass of rosé. Might pour a glass of rosé in between those two tasks, actually. And then we're gonna go for dinner tonight at Mavida. Rosé. I've done my nails, best ones yet in my humble opinion. That was the Pinky Promise Miracle Gel from Sally Hansen, the top coat and the base coat. The gang's all here. Dressed now and going for some dinner. Just left the house and it was pissing down, and as soon as we left the house it stopped raining, so Is My Life the Truman Show Part 6.
Is it? Jump down and break his toy.
Just reading this book and it just said this sentence: if you don't make time to feel happy, how on earth do you think you're going to attract more happiness into your life? For some reason that's really hitting me, and it kind of connects to some stuff I've been talking to my psychologist about. So making moves, making progress, I think. The book is this Make It Happen book by Jordana Levin. She's Australian actually, which I don't know, to me feels unusual. I feel like most books of that kind are American, so that's been quite enjoyable. I've actually read it before, but I mean, it's really hitting me a different way this time. The last time I read it, my mental health wasn't in the bin, so this is actually, it's like it doesn't feel familiar to me at all. And I think what's really interesting is I think that the last time I read this was at a time when I was just on autopilot. I was burning out, I was over hustling, and to be honest I think I just like read it and didn't even take it in, to be honest, because literally none of it feels familiar. There's things I like about it and things I don't like about it. It's sort of to do with manifestation, but really sort of I do think it is quite grounded in reality. I don't sort of find it that sort of really, really woo-woo side of reality, and it's got some really interesting thoughts about it's got some really interesting insights about like the difference between thoughts and feelings and like blocks and being stuck in a negative headspace, which is something that I'm really working on getting out of in a number of ways. And so yeah, look, give it a go. There's, you know, like with a lot of, you know, non-fiction books, self-development books, whatever, you take certain aspects of it with a grain of salt because everyone's different. But I definitely think that it's got a lot of good things about it. So yeah, like, I mean, that quote, if you don't make time to feel happy, how on earth do you think you're going to attract more happiness into your life? It's very true. I'm starting to think a lot about this sort of making space for things recently. Home from the surprise facial, home from the beach walk. Now we're going to light the fire and chill. Getting ready to go to dinner. Our last morning away. Honestly, I feel like I've been on a sleep retreat. For some reason, whenever we're by the beach, I just sleep really, really well, which is unusual because I'm a terrible sleeper, and when I sleep places that aren't my home, I tend not to sleep well. But I've been having pretty bad sleep problems at home recently, and honestly, coming here, I've slept through the night 4 nights in a row. I feel renewed. We just got home, took us about 2.5 hours, and we stopped on the way to have some food for dinner. Just gonna start unpacking now and get ready for the week. I have a very busy week ahead, so I'm glad that I've got everything planned. I made a bit of headway over the weekend, and yeah, I'm gonna chill and watch MasterChef this evening. So thanks so much for coming on our trip to Lorne with us. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Don't forget to sign up to the newsletter if you haven't already. The theme will be budgeting in a way that allows you to feel like you have everything you want. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.